Hello again, Simply Share here. Today's topic is only applies for domestic mailing, not international mailing process, because international it is completely different process, and this is very easy to follow along, and I hope you understand what I'm doing here. For those who does not know my channel, this channel is all about mailing and shipping process using post office service, and please don't forget to press the like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more information. Let's begin. As usual, remember, envelope should have a handwritten address label on from this corner to this corner. The same with this priority mail as well. Address it from you and then where it's going. The same, complete and correct, and then from and where it's going. Always prepare when it comes to mail something using post office service, because if you don't do this portion, and they're gonna put you aside to write your address because it can cause the line long. So this is my main purpose to make this video, to educate the public, to educate the postal customer. I want you to be prepared when it comes to post office mailing process. Address it from you and then where it's going. Complete and correct. With this one too, it's the same with this. Address it from you and then where it's going. This portion, it is customer use, and this one is postal use. The same with this right yellow envelope. So address it from you and then where it's going. Complete and correct. Don't guess about it. Don't guess the address, or else it won't gonna go to the right place. For this service, a self-address prepaid envelope, we can use this envelope, priority mail, and also priority mail express, and also with a white regular envelope. It depends what service are you going to do. It depends to the customer, and also the yellow envelope. When you do this processing, if you want this kind of mailing service, you have to have both. It's already have a written address on the envelope, on the items, or with the same with this one also. They're priority flat rate. As long as flat rate, we know the price. Priority mail flat rate, it's a flat rate price regardless of the weight and the distance, because it's a flat rate. So if you're using this kind of service, this one, it will be depending on the distance and the weight, because we don't know where it's going, and we need to know the weight from and to. So if you're using this kind of service, mailing service, this is mailing, this is distance in a way, okay, the mailing. I have video of those service, so you can go ahead and check for that service. So we have to know what exact weight if you want to send the item, the same item, but the problem is what is the weight and the distance from returning address. So that's very tricky for mailing this mailing service. I'm noticing the customer, they use all flat rate, because flat rate is designed for flat rate price regardless for the distance in a weight. As long as it's not 70 pounds, we can do that. And the same, I know it's a package. The package is, it's always what you call that. It has to be doing it like processing through the system. So I'm talking about the envelope here. For this service, it is required, commonly required from like a United States immigration, United States citizens and immigration services, or the foreign passport processing like the Consulate. This is commonly used for this service. They're required to do this, like a self-service prepaid envelope. But anyhow, this is only for domestic, not international. I don't think international we can do this in international, just to let you know. So now, stamp, just to let you know, be mindful, stamps are designed for letters, not per package, just to be clear. So that's how it works. So what does this service about? This is about like a return prepaid self-service envelope with tracking number included. When you go to the post office, you gotta let the clerks know what are you doing here, what service do you want to do for this mailing process. You gotta tell them. Don't assume that you know what you're doing, because you know why? The clerks are the one to know exact process to help you out there, to help you how to do and prepare this in the proper way, in the right way. And then when you mention this to the clerk, when you tell this to the clerk will give you this tracking number. This is the self-address prepaid envelope tracking number, and you cannot get this on the lobby. They have this on their counter. If you tell them about what kind of service do you want to do, of course they already know what type of service you're doing right now, what kind of service you are going to do it in the proper way. Just let the clerk taking care of it, or if you are doubt about it, you can assure the clerk if this is the right way, and then you can watch what the clerk's doing. Okay. Also, this kind of service, like I said, this is required or requesting from the USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Service, and also for the Foreign Passport Processing Office from the Consulate. This is very required because they're required to do this so that it will send your document back instead of waiting for hours and days. It takes a while for them to process all the information, all your legal documents. So this is how they require for type of service. So now this service is commonly used like sending important documents for example, foreign passport processing. Like I said, like the consulate or embassy, foreign country embassy, consulate, not for U.S. passport processing. U.S. passport is totally different. So my mom has an appointment for the passport. Philippines embassy, this is my proof for you that this is the very required to them. So as you can see, if you read this, all fees are payable only in cash or money order and payable to Philippines Embassy. So personal checks are not accepted. All applicants are required to provide a self-addressed return USPS envelope with tracking number and priority mail flat rate postage. So excuse with this postage because the postage right now it changed for $7.95. So I know what's the difference for this one. So of course when you go to the post office, you have to let them know that you have to show this to the clerks. The clerk will understand what service is this. They understand what's going on. So you have to tell them so that they will give you the right postage for the priority mail flat rate because recently the price changed. So now I have proof for you, and I remember the USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration. I did this long time ago for my document. For this one, for the yellow envelopes, it has to be like this as well. The same what I did. Your name and your address delivery line, and also complete and correct. You do not guess. So now I want to point out here, you have to do this. For this one, it's a distance and a weight because we don't know how much pages in the weight are you going to put inside. What including what you put inside. Okay, so we don't know. This is weight in the distance process. The same with this a white envelope. I assume that you know all the weight, and also it has to be together. It has to be look like this, okay? But it has to be addressed from you and then where it's going. Okay, it has to be like this. Both together are the same. But like I said, this one is a distance and a weight. We don't know if you are sending 3 pages. that could be like what, 75 cents. But going back to you, I assume it's still like 3 pages. Okay, but 3 pages. What if they addition another 2 pages because of correction for your documents? So you totally don't know how much the postage. And this one, no tracking at all. If you just put a stamps. If you put like a stamps alone, so we don't know how many pages they're returning, how many pages are they gonna send it back to you. The same with this one too. It is a distance and a weight. So the problem about this is the pages is send it back to you for returning it back to you, and then it's gonna be from there going back to you. So we don't know. I know from where it's going, I can tell how much because I put in the scale, the postal scale. But turning back to you from the company and then to you, we don't know how much is that. So this is like distance in a way. So you gotta make sure how many stamps are you going to put in here. Okay, just to make sure, do not write anything here. Do not write anything here. Just leave this blank here. This is a postage label notation. I always bring this up because this is very important. So now the same with this priority express. The good thing about flat rate, it is flat rate regardless how much the weight and regardless where it came from, as long as domestic only. International, like I said, international is totally different process. So a lot of customers are using priority because you know why? It is flat rate. Priority, as long as a flat rate envelope, you will be good. From where it's postage, where it's going, and postage where it come back to you for returning. So there's 2 postage are you going to pay. Postage from and to, and postage where and then going back to you. So if you're using the regular envelope, give an extra postage. If you're using this envelope, no tracking, let's say we send this for regular mailing, let's say 1 or 2 paper, like 1 stamps only. Okay, 1 stamps. I have to make sure address it from them and going back to you. And I'm sure it's 1 stamps. I put 1 stamps, okay? 1 stamps. And then I fold it, and then I fold it like that, and then 1 stamps, right? 1 stamp. That's fine, as long as they not add on nothing to it, okay? As on the same weight from the company and going back to you. Oh, the same with this yellow envelope. You put some pages here. How many pages are you going to put? I got 3 pages. Are you going to send it to the company? 3 pages. I put it here. It's going somewhere. Okay? Let's say Minnesota. I can put 3 stamps. I put 3 stamps, and then this one, it has to be inside, right? It has to be inside. But I want to make sure how much postage they're returning it to you, because they need to do some changes on my documents here. They pretend like they have a correction for your documents or documents you are going to send, and you want them to fix it, or some documents they need to sign. This is what it's the self-address prepaid envelope for. It's designed for like documents that it has to come back to you. So I put it here. I'm assume that you check it before you do the mailing service. So now you want to ask the clerk how much altogether. The clerks know how much the weight from and to, because these together needs to be weight, right? She put in a scale like that, and she knows she run to this machine, and then the computer will reading the weight and the distance. So she put the postage label here. So now the problem is this one. She needs to know how much the postage that returning back to you. Make sure that these documents come back to you. There is no additional to it. Okay, it has to be the same, and then I would suggest like give extra stamps on it. So I think the clerk will tell you need extra stamps. You can do that, and so that you can put it inside. But this is not trackable, it's just a stamp. You can tracking, it is available for this service. So it's an option for you. It's up to you. If you don't have any tracking, it's fine. If you're requesting tracking, that's okay as well. Make sure all the documents are ready before you going to the post office. And another thing, it's only paper, not the hard object like anything hard, because that will be a package service, and that's totally different story. Okay, there are 2 postage to be paid in order to cover this service. Okay, because why it has to be 2 postage? Postage, it's going to the company, and then postage going back to you. Okay, this is how it works. Postage for outgoing and postage for incoming service. It has to be paid before sending it out, so that the company or offices of where it's going, they can send it back to you. Okay, remember that. Okay, always remember, lack of postage and incorrect address can cause any issues and any delay. Make sure before mailing the item, everything is ready for outgoing mail, and it's the correct address as well. What I noticed, some companies are required to do this service, like Priority Mail and also Priority Mail Express with tracking, so that I guess when you call them, they know it's on the way to mailing out or on the way to send it out for outgoing, to send it back to you. Like I said, when you go to the post office, you have to let the clerk know what service are you going to do, what service you are going to process. When you show these letters to them, to the clerks, they know what this means. They know what's going on here. So that's how the clerk is your key to process this in the right way. For this one, like for example, for priority mail flat rate envelope, you can see flat rate. It has, post office has this prepaid stamps. All we can do is, this is pretty easy, like that. They give you the stamps, and of course they give you 2 if you do this 2 process. This is how the clerks do it. So they put it here. This is the postage. The clerk will put this tracking. I got this tracking because I bought this postage, like I said, for my mother's passport upcoming for Philippine embassy. So they gave me this. I let them know I have upcoming passport appointment for my mother. So I prepared this. I'm glad that I shared this to you before I'm going to the appointment. They do this to you like that, and also like that. This is your tracking. This is the tracking. Okay, you got to hold on to this tracking, and then on the receipt. This is my receipt that I bought. So the receipt, you gotta hold on to this. Okay, this is your receipt for tracking, like that. Hold on to the receipt, because you can track once the USCIS or the passport processing, the embassy or the consulate send it back to you. At least you have that track. That's how it works. So now everything's fine. All the documents needed here, it's ready. Or the consulate will put all the documents. Okay, at the Philippine consul, at the embassy or consulate, they put this. This is the envelope for returning documents back to me, and then they're gonna put it here inside. It has to be like that. Okay, and then put it inside. And of course, you have some other documents here that the consulate required, or the embassy required, or the passport required, or the USCIS required, and then sealed it. And then this one is ready for mailing process as well. So that's why I said two postage has to be paid. Okay, it has to be processed on the system so that it can go to the mail stream. So it means it has to be going out. The same with this express. The same process to the express. The same with this one too. Post office has $26.35 for postage, prepaid envelope for express, and pretend this is totally like that. So the same with the process like for the priority mail. Okay, the same process. So the same, they're gonna give you this postage. It's a stamps, it's a big stamps. The same with this priority here. The same with this one too. So put it here and then so pretend and then like that. So this is your tracking. Some other customer, they use priority and put it in the express envelope. Express, they do like express going out and then priorities going back to them because they won't care how fast it's going back. For outgoing mail, they want to send it back fast, but going back, they won't care. That's how I noticed for other customers. And then some of them are either way, switch it out, like express for going back and then priority for going out. So it depends what in your situation. That's how I understand about it. So for this one, for prepaid, self-address prepaid, you just do this from some customer, they leave this blank. You can do that too. For me, I put my address complete incorrect here, and then for myself, it's the same. What's my address here? The same, because it's going back to me. So that's my customer. They do it that way as well, and it's your option if you want to leave this blank. Okay, but this one, it has to be very important from you and then where it's going. Let's say the USCIS, the United States Citizens and Immigration Service, or embassy, the consulate department, something like that. So now, because this is going out, okay, so this one, it's going back to you. The same with this one too. Just leave this blank here. Leave this blank here, okay? Leave this blank as well here, because this is for postal use and this one is the postal use. The same with this one, okay? This is the same with this one. This one is going out with this like that, okay? This address, it has to be from you and then where it's going for like USCIS or embassy or consulate. For foreign, like mine, Embassy of Philippines. So this is the information for where it's going. For the Philippine Embassy, consulate, and then this is for me. And then what's inside on the envelope, it is, I can leave this blank or I can put my address here and then add my information here. Because this is the returning envelope. This is the self-address prepaid envelope. It's returning back to you, send it back to you. The embassy or the USCIS send it back to you. So it depends on you. If you want to leave this blank, that's fine. And then make sure this one, it's your information because it's sent it back to you. For me, I always do this. I put all my information here, my information here too, because it's from me and it's going back to you, or I can leave this blank. Either way, it works, okay? The same with this, the white envelope. The same with these, okay? The same process, and also with these. The same process. This one is returning to you. Address it, leave it blank, it's your option, or address it from you and then to you, because this is the return. Come back to you. Address it from you and then where it's going. Let's say the USCIS or the embassy or the embassy or passport or the consulate. You can use this, what do you call a regular envelope or returning envelope. Sometimes post office, they're out of the $7.95 or the priority mail stamps or priority mail express stamps. It's sold out fast. Or you can use this, but make sure you know how much the postage. But if I were you, you have to talk to the clerks, and the clerk will give you the tracking, this tracking. Okay, if you're going to use with trackable items, it's your option. You can use anything stamps. Like they have like $1 stamps, $2 stamps as well. You can use those if they are out for priority mail flat rate. you can do that too. They know what process you're going to do. So what mailing process you are going to do. So you have to let them know, because you don't want this lack of postage. Okay, I am really hoping that this video is very explainable and clear to you. I am trying not to miss any details. All this process self-address prepaid envelope. I try not to forget all the details, because I want you all to know if this is the right way, and just let me in the comment below. And okay, that's all for today, and please don't forget to check out on the description below. You can go ahead if you come across to do some mailing and shipping service using post office service. You can check my channel. I have few of services for domestic and international services. So please don't forget to share, likes, and subscribe, and I will talk to you on my next video. Thank you so much, and be blessed and be safe out there. Thank you guys. Bye.